I love hearing everyone's different vision and journey. When I hear people say, man, I want to go to college, but I don't have a plan. But having a plan, when you think about what you do in your professional life can affect your personal life, can affect your financial life. It's like a circle. So things you do, making bad decisions, I love gambling. Right? But that affects what? My personal life, my financial life, right? So it's things I got to really understand. My job that I'm in, I got to make sure that I can present well. Because if I can't, then they'll just replace me. And then it's like, whoa, like George, now you just affect that. So really I love presenting this to young students, adults as well, because we never get asked this question around, where do we see ourselves 3 years from today in this category? Even if I pushed it to 5 years on you, it's like, whoa, 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 but time moves, right? So I love that. Thank you so much. Fill in the blank. What's money mean to you guys? What's money mean to me? Starbucks. Right? Yeah. Yes. Yep. Oh, yeah. Huh. Yep. Travel, absolutely. Money is very simple, right? We tie money around values, emotions, especially emotions, attitudes to money, but what is money's true definition? Money is a tool. The thing about money is it talks, right? Right? The more you have, the more you can do things. We're starting to see now in the mortgage world, everyone's talking about buying their house, that people are paying up front with cash $100,000 over value. It's like, whoa, how do you just have money sitting there? So it's things like that where, wow, people are starting to understand their spending side and what to put away, and really what's important to them is their wants, right? Money is a common good that can be used by anything or anyone for almost anything. It represents value. Now, my Bitcoin people wouldn't tell me that was right. My Bitcoin people will fight me on the value of $1, right? They will fight me on that. And that's the thing about that world. I tell a lot of people is do your research. Just do your research. That's it. That's the thing about investing in that side of the world. It's do your research. Don't put all your eggs in one basket, right? So, another one. Everything we know about money, we learn from our past and those around us. Our money mistakes stem from childhood lessons. So think about, were we ever taught financial literacy in elementary school? So it's things like that we start thinking about, like, man, we pump so much money into a textbook, circling A and B. But why aren't we teaching that side, like finance? As we get older, middle school, have we taken any financial literacy classes in middle school? No. Some are getting into high school, but it's really how the economy runs. It's not so much of, Emily, this is where you go to Canvas to open up a bank account, and this is what it looks like. This is how much you're supposed to put in. This is how much you're supposed to go this way. It's like, no, we'd rather just send you out there and put you in debt, right? It's funny how we give an 18-year-old $50,000 to go to school. I'm 37, and they want 18 blood samples. I just want $1,000, right? So it's just things like that where it's like, wow, our financial world is interesting. It's like we're trying to rob people in a way if you don't really understand the game. It's a financial game. It's monopoly that doesn't end, right? It just keeps going. Expectation. We expect big things, especially if I'm going to invest in Apple, I better get money back. Maybe. Tesla, maybe. You got to do those research of your things. Influence. Man, purchasing a car is one of the hardest things ever, especially if you have a teenager, because all they see is BMW. Mercedes, they don't see the amount, and they hear their friends that influence them, like, oh, you got to get that. Or social media, it tells you got to go on that vacation because your friends are on that vacation, right? Emotions. How many of us react to things, especially when you're with your partner, they made me mad, and I'm going to go buy something on Amazon, right? I'm going to go do that. We react to things. Or I got a promotion, all drinks on me. Hey, I wouldn't stop it, right? Personalities. This is the fun part here, where you really start to understand who you are, because you only learn these spending habits from your parents, friends you're around. Like, how many of us have ever had a financial conversation at the dinner table with our parents? It's crazy. I've had one with my parents. It's like, whoa, 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 whoa. No wonder you guys are so upset of me not getting that credit card, because you guys made a bad choice. It's things like that. Is they're telling us information of what they did wrong. Oh, yeah. So I teach a financial literacy class to parents around how to talk to children around money. And it's because, we're always look at our generation, that young generation, Xbox, Fortnite, like that is influence to that young generation. They don't really understand how much that stuff costs. Of an Xbox is $500, and all you care about is turning it on 9 hours, So it's things like that, as we can really plant the seed early, because it is up to us parents to plant that seed early around this financial stuff, because it's not being taught in the educational world. It's not, and some states do it, but I always do this because who's paying for it, things like that. But starting it young. I don't know how many of you got your phones with you, but I have a barcode, or a poll. Just a couple questions, because I want to know your guys' money personality. I want to know if you guys are good savers, good spenders, don't know how to spend. That's a joke. That's a joke. So I'm going to exit this here and go to my, let me know if it's ready to go for you guys. Does it say the poll is locked? Yeah, absolutely. We all get the barcode? And if you guys finish, the goal is to add up the most, pretty much, I believe there's 7 questions, 6 questions, to see how many letters you circled. So if you circled 4 A's, 2 B's, 1 C, 1 D, I just want to know the highest number letter that you have. Okay, that's fine. No worries, no worries. I should have said that in the beginning. Oh, it should show on the, does it? Okay, yes, yeah. so? I'm pretty sure. Absolutely. Trust me, you're not the only one. There's multiple. Are we all good? We got them up? Yeah? All right. Who's all my A's? No A's? Lucky. You value money as a resource of freedom. Oh, A? Oh, no worries. Take your time, man. No worries. No worries. You know, you seek independence. Use money to provide you with excitement, right? Value the ability of travel. You want an A? No? Oh, man. Like to be a loner? Things you should look out for, like danger zones. Impulse purchases. I love that one because me and my wife went to a, American Furniture. I swear it's the air in there. And all we wanted to get was 2 chairs. And then you walk by the outdoor. It's like, oh, man. Those are nice, too. And you walk by lamps, and I don't even need a lamp, but she needs it. It's like, wow, okay. And then you walk out of there, it's like, oh, man, we just needed a chair. We didn't need all this other stuff, right? Risk. I love the risk guide. Because in the investment world, you're either going to be risky or you're not. That's it. Short-term view. How much can I get right now? Sit. If I'm going to give you $1,000, I want $100,000 by next week. Right? High credit card debt. Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. That's up there. Things that we can help, though. Find a plan. Always have a plan. Snowball effect. They say pay down the highest interest rate ones first. Hey, if you can do that, do it. If you can figure out a way to consolidate to make one payment, do that. So you're in control. Watch for entrepreneurial ops. If there's ways that you can make a side hustle, right? Side hustle is another income. That's big time now. TikTok. Oh, my goodness. That's the best side hustle I've ever seen in my life. It's like, wow. Savings fund, emergency fund. We have one of those in it? Anyone have one of those yet? Yeah. I always preach you should have like 20 of them. Seek advisors. So one thing I love to tell people about advisors is, you want to do your seeking around someone that's going to give you information, not sell you. Right? This advisor world, I tell them all the time, they're commission only, so they're selling products to make an income. But there's ones out there that can sell you education, and then the income will come. That's what you have to really search for when it comes to an advisor, is who's really selling me financial information and educational information, not just the financial products. So any financial institution, a bank, credit union, right? There's brokers out there. Those are third parties. But you can walk into any financial institution, ask them, hey, can I talk to a financial advisor? So I'll break it down. Big banks like a Wells Fargo, Citibank, Bank of America, Chase, they're going to have limits. So I'll tell you right now, they'll tell you, is your income about $250,000? And the reason why is advisors, they play in that non-insured world, meaning that $250,000 is what really brings in their income, and that's how much they make. But there's advisors out there like premier bankers that really help clients that don't make that. Like you're starting off with $5,000. The goal is how do we get to 10? There's bankers like that at any institution. So when you really try to separate the two, it's can I speak to a premier banker, a broker's associate, not an FA, because an FA, financial advisor, they are commission only, and their limits of talking to clients is $250,000 up. Yep. So it's things like that of, wow, I just had $25. So there are other bankers that can help people that are clients that don't make that. So it's premier bankers, Premier Bankers, Brokers Associates. Yeah.
Is there an amount that is suggested for the emergency fund? Like the time to? I mean, I know that any is good, but.
You know, the part I love telling people is your emergency fund should be the amount that can replace your every 2 weeks paycheck. Think about that. Yep. So if you lost your house or your car or something, and think about it, you're working, can you replace your every 2 weeks of income? That's the best way to really start building an emergency fund, because I can tell you, yeah, put 50 grand in there. So, whoa, George, slow down. Slow down, right? How do I get there? Well, do you feel that you can replace the income that you have coming in now? And so I hear people say no. Well, can you start with $1? You know, you gotta start somewhere. You gotta start small. But the big piece is, can you replace the income that you're bringing in now to start an emergency fund? Great questions. Any other questions? Who was my B's? Yeah. Security. You said you were a spender. Knew it. Right? Safety. That's a huge thing. Financial security is the biggest thing. It's not about how much you have, it's how much can you manage. How much can you really manage if an unexpected was to come around? How much can you really be able to do if another unexpected was to come around? So security plays, you know, a big role. May want to watch out for these dangers though. Too conservative with investments. You're either aggressive or you're not. Yeah. You're right. That's good though, because you can always go and research. You know, one thing I love hearing that when people say, "Man, I have no idea about investments." Do you buy shoes? There you go. You're investing, right? Your education. That's rule number 1. Investing in your education. It's big time. It's pricey too, right? Great deals on things not needed. Yep. Just saying. Analyst paralysis. You know, that's true. Focus shifting, or future focus, today's life. So things that you want to prepare now to benefit your future. Planning for a kid, like prepping now for the future. I've learned, you know, having a 18-year-old, the receipt just gets bigger. Bigger. That's wild to me. Right? Wild. Set aside emergency fund. Always going to hear that. Always set aside an emergency fund, because there's always going to be an unexpected thing. But when I say set aside an emergency fund, you still got to have fun though. Fun money. Funny money. Right? Smart saving position. So what are you really saving for? You want to buy a house? You need to start saving now. ASAP. Because you are in a battle. Nowadays is crazy. So I'll tell you, when I bought my first house 8 years ago, I bought it for $262,000. People look at me like, what? No way. 8 years ago. Now it's like, good luck. Unless you're in Baton Rouge somewhere in the swamp. Still $250,000 probably. So start saving now. If buying a home is important to you, start putting money away now and understanding what that 3% and 20% of down payment really means, because it's big. You know, we all want that 5-bedroom, all the bathrooms that look nice, like all of that, but it's pricey. Go for what you can afford, because once you own it, you're in the owning world. That's it. Once you are in that ownership world, you're in it. Show grace to others. You love giving money to people? You love giving, right? Nothing wrong with that, because it can come back to you. That's a big thing. We highly talk about that at the credit union, of giving to our community, because they give to us. So we got to give back to them. So any ways that we can support our community financially as a credit union is highly important to Canvas. Take a risk. It's okay to take risk, but be smart about it. Because when you take risks with your money, Vegas. Hey, I like gambling. I've lost before. It hurts. Right? Where are my C's? Yeah. You guys are waiting, right? Power. Oh, I love it. Sounds about right? Yes. Absolutely. May want to watch out for these dangers. Taking too much risk. All money in Tesla. Right? Hey, risk takers. Patient words. So, be in power with the money here when you want to incentivize. It's more of, yeah, you want what's coming back quick. Like, you don't have the patience to wait around. I love doing a game around, hey, if I was to give you a penny for 30 days and double the penny for 30 days, would you take it? Or would you take $10,000 from me for 30 days? There we go. Most people don't want that. Most people don't want to wait that long. It's like, man, that's $5 million by day 31, right? So it's things like that of power. Do you have the patience or not, right? Attitude, self-worth. I love telling people, like when I talk to my wealthy people, so you made this, but you're netting this. Huge difference, right? Huge difference. May want to take action. Shop around. Right? You don't got to go straight for Gucci. Right? You don't have to. Cooling off period of purchases. Before you purchase, think about it. Right? I love telling people sleep on that for a moment, especially car buying. Home buying too. Like, sleep on it. You never know. How about a budget? Do we all got one of those? We should. Oh, you're gonna need like 18 budgets. Kids start coming around. A budget. A budget is going to tell you what you're doing wrong and what you're doing wrong and what you're doing wrong. All right? It's going to open that gate up, and then it'll start slowly letting you know, okay, you can put this to the side. You can start building an emergency fund. That's all a budget does. It's financial playbook. Like when I talk to the student athletes, you know what a playbook is? Yeah, well, a financial playbook. Same thing. Just putting things together that works for you. Yeah, go back.
I think what's right about that is all these damn apps.
Yep.
It seems like, oh, that is your budget. Like, we're going to take your credit cards and your accounts. We're going to put everything. We're going to categorize it for you. And it does, like, everything. So you then do nothing. And
Yep.
then you're like, shit, where did all my money go?
Yep.
So, like, what is do you have an answer to that? Like, are you like, hey, go simple? Or, like, you just got to get in there and do it yourself? Or this app is really helpful? Like,
So we are people that want things. That's how we're programmed. I call it like, we're just lazy. We want someone to do it else for us. The power of a pen and paper. You have to visualize yourself knowing exactly what you're doing. These apps, think about it like this, is the bank holds your money. The features is to let you know what you're spending. You have to log in to see what you're spending. That's the hardest part of adapting to, because your financial institution is already doing things for you. You still have to log in to see what they're doing. So these apps are just convenience, making things convenience for us. The hard part is stepping out of that comfort zone and, all right, today I'm going to not watch ESPN and I'm going to go through my budget. Doing that on a regular until you can really exercise that muscle of understanding what's coming in and what's going out without you having to see it. And it's a process. It's like going to the gym. You just can't bench 300 pounds day one. I can't even bench day 30. But, it's things like that. It's exercising that muscle, getting into that habit. So these apps, convenience. But it's you stepping out of that and doing it because it's your financial journey. They're only helping support you and things like that. That's all of a financial institution is just helping you house your financials, your money, and giving you different options and routes to go. But we can't force you to log into your bank account. Look at your statements to make sure this is really you. We can only just provide it. Yeah. Tough. That's the thing about finance. It's tough. Yep. Where are my D's? Yes, I knew I had one. Knew it. Appreciation. Just like, right? Right? Danger zones. Spending money you don't have. Oh. A lot of us do that. A lot of us do that. Yep. Credit card swipe. Right? It's like, it's I call it, you hear the price, but you don't see the price. So it's swipe it anyway, right? Emotional spending. Yeah. It's I want Starbucks. That's an emotional feeling. I gotta have the green lady on the cup. That's an emotional thing. Toxic friends and family. So I'll tell you something about toxic family. So I'm a junior. So, George Hill Jr. My dad, Mr. Senior George Hill, opened a mortgage in my name when I was 9 years old. And I didn't find out about that until I was 31 years old. Crazy. Crazy. Toxic family. So think about that, born in the 80s, all the stuff that's going on. They didn't protect consumers until 2003 around their credit. So think about all the people that were just, in my scenario, same name as my dad. All he needed was the social. So I'm like, man, I had a house when I was 9 years old in Florida. Why can't I go out there? It's like, nope. Nobody was paying it. So the feeling of my own family member doing that to me, the feeling of how do I get out of this? Wow. Because now I have to prove that it wasn't me and no one's going to take that. So trying to buy a whole nother house it's headache. So one thing I highly recommend is constantly check your credit. Constantly make sure that that is you applying for things. So annualcreditreport.com give you all 3 credit bureaus every year for free. We'll give you directions on who to talk to directly of this isn't me, dispute this. Highly recommend that going to that. Credit Karma, all that is a snapshot of what's going on, but Annual Credit Report really gives you full detail of what creditors really see when you're trying to go for a mortgage, what you're trying to go for an auto loan. You'll see what a lender sees behind the scenes because there's more than just the score. Way more. What else we got? Serve others to your own. Love it. Right? You may want to take these actions. Set up automatic payments, billings to savings. For example, I use sports a lot as analogies here. So it's, me and my wife, we try to make it a team thing where it's, hey, do you think we can add more players? I don't know if we can add more players to the team right now. I don't know. We got 3. That's enough, So our accounts are set up where it's a main account where all our money goes into, and then we have emergency fund, kids savings, and that account just funnels. So everything is operating for the family like a team. Everything is just operating, sending automatic payments. But once again, you have to go in and do that, right? Payment options. Really limit payments. Figure out how can I only make one payment instead of multiple. I love that. That's a lie. Right? Right? Remember, not everyone wants more stuff. Oh, yeah, right. We all want more stuff, right? So how is that? How do you guys feel about that? Is that true about yourself? Yeah, security, not spending, see? I love it. So what is a personality? Paul and Carl will tell us. 5 common money personalities are investors, savers, big spenders, debtors, and shoppers. Debtors and shoppers may tend to spend more money than advisable. Investors and savers may overlap in personality traits when it comes to managing household money. So if you had a spending name, what would that be? would your spending name be? No? I love how you're thinking. Right? So that first part, at first, putting this together, I thought Santa Claus was up. I thought Dancer, Prancer, all of them were up there. But think about this. Spending names. You probably hear this if you do take a trip in the casinos. I would love to hear Money Monk, because I hear monks are very disciplined. That's the only one I would like. But how disciplined? Oh, yeah. Security seeker. Are you a saver or a spender? Both? Yeah. Do you have the crave to save or urge to splurge? Yeah. Most of us do. Most of us do. Decisions. Looking for opportunity costs. When we spend money on things, we can't spend it on something else now and later. I always think about, I have $5 in my pocket. Man, I want that Starbucks. But man, I want the lunch. Man, I want the magazine, but I only have $5. It's like I want. So how do I really figure out how to strategize that? Because things are difficult to evaluate. Mental shortcuts, right? So when we think we can shortcut the system, right? If I can just, I'll buy one more coffee today. Just, it won't hurt. But it's really, you can't. What's the best financial advice you've ever received? We're short, small class. That's a big one.
My dad always told me about the time value of money and the importance of investing early rather than later.
Yep. Oh, yeah. The sooner, the better. That's probably why they want to teach us this in school, because then I'll all be billionaires. Right?
I don't know if it's advice, but my favorite one-liner is, don't tell me what your values are, show me your budget.
Yeah.
And your schedule, and I'll tell you what your values are.
Absolutely. Yep. So true. I think the best advice I've ever heard was spend the bank's money. Spend the bank's money. The reason why I say that, I always talk credit cards. We focus, that can get you in trouble. That can get you in trouble. Spending on a debit card can get you in trouble. But when I'm talking about using the bank money is when I use a credit card and I get frauded, that's the bank's money. I get frauded on my debit card, that's my money. I got to wait like 9 months to get all that information back. So if you think about how you really strategize your spending, credit cards gives you that opportunity to strategize of paying later, build your credit, all that, build a good relationship with the institution that gave you that lending product. But by the end of the day, spending the bank's money. I love that. Because all I have to do, go ahead.
No, I was saying, if you think about it, like, if you make a commitment with yourself to pay off your balance every month, and you spend what you have, right?
Yep.
And then you hustle for those points, you hustle for those benefits, then you're using the credit card's money, and that makes you feel even better.
Yep. Yeah, so it's all strategizing. You want to go on a free vacation, swipe that credit card, but make sure you pay it. Because if you think about the cycle, you're still paying for something, but you're getting a perk. That's the thing, is how do I get the perks? But you also got to understand, hey, if I spend $1,000, can I pay that back? That's huge. You got to make sure you pay that back. So that's the advice there of, I like spending the bank's money, but I also got to understand is I got to pay them back, because that's the agreement. But they're giving me perks, flying for free, building my credit. When I need a home loan, they can see, oh, George, you've been doing great with this credit card. Let's see how we can work this out. Building a good financial relationship with an institution will help you as well. Nope. Yep, absolutely. Being a homeowner, that's good debt. Yep. Right? Oh, yeah. The funny thing is they don't tax debt. That's so funny. so funny.
Thousands of dollars in cash.
Yep.
Cash assets, but they take out debt.
Yep.
They get paid off in cash. Why do they take out loans? It is tax exempt.
Might need to hire him. He's telling the truth. Yep. Spend the bank's money. Oh, Bob again. Where did some of your guys' advice come from? I heard, oh man, hold on, they need it back on. There we go. Wealth consists of not in having great possessions, but in having a few wants. Think about, you can start really understanding what your wants versus your needs are. You always hear that in the financial world. Wants versus needs, wants versus needs. Your wants are always going to be more expensive than your needs, because that's just what we like to do. Want more wants, right? So how? I made my money the old-fashioned way. Heard that before. Put your money where your mouth. I heard someone say that today. Money is a terrible master, but an excellent servant. Never spend your money before you have it. Heard that. It takes money to make money. Business owners. You know, you're being a business owner, you got to spend to really make money. It's important to share our resources with others. Once again, it's really research someone that is feeding you financial information, really trying to educate you, not sell you on a product. And money talks. It does. It really, I don't know what language, but it does. It really does. And time is money. Think about you working. You know, what value of your time that you bring to the industry. Like, you are worth something as well. We give money a lot of power. It can control our emotions, our relationships, even our mental health. So we'll talk a little bit about some tricks and how you can help yourself. But who sees 3 and 4? Do you see? Don't trick yourself, all right? So we'll learn about these, talk about a little bit about these 3 here. Relativity, anchoring, and avoiding pain. Anybody want to take a hit at my slide? Just the top part. Relativity trap. Anybody want to try that? Too far? It's okay. Trap is a tried and true mind trick companies play on us to make us spend more. I love, you know, when you look at the Verizon commercials. It's like, man, you got a family of 4, family of 5. No, our bill was not the same. No way. It's not. Or percentages. $20 off of 60. Yeah, maybe. Or bundles. You know, it's funny when we can go to a restaurant, like a fast food restaurant. Yeah, I just want to get a drink, a fry. Nah, just make it a meal. But it's like, man, you have the water bottle right here next to you. It's like, you don't need the bundle, right? Middle choice. Ever been to, we've been to restaurants. We'll use Roadhouse because they have nothing but steaks everywhere, right? You get an 8 ounce, 12 ounce, 14 ounce. A lot of people choose the middle one. It's like only 2 ounces bigger than, it's, so why? Why is that? Like, the prices aren't that bad, so it's crazy to me. Small additions to big numbers. So me and my wife finished our deck. I highly recommend don't do that. Just buy a whole new house. Buy a whole new house. So we just finished it because I live out in Severance, and we finally got hit by that wind. And man, dropping like $23,000, and then they're like, hey, we can just finish the bottom part for an additional $300. It's like, well, you already spent $23. Like, you don't need to do that. You know why? But it's that comfort, right? That like, oh, it's only $300, but you spent 20 something already, right? Anchoring. Ever catch yourself saying, wow, that's a steal? How many of us shopped at TJ Maxx and Ross? Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. So you mean to tell me these pants were $68? Right. But I got them for $20? I always see those on, like, stuff. Like, so where did the 68 come from, for one? And are those pants really valuing at 68? Or they could have been $21, and you saved $1, right? Menu pricing. Man, I can actually go all the way to Loveland's Lowe's to buy the lumber and save $20. But the Lowe's in Fort Collins is $20 more. So you're going to drive all the way to Loveland, right? For that savings of it. Like, you got to really understand what you're doing. And then J.C. Penney's. How many of us remember J.C. Penney's? I don't even think they're around anymore, right? So they did a thing back in the day called the fair and square disaster, where everything was its price. For example, like a pair of pants, $10, the shirt, $10. Like, everything was just keeping the same. And then these other stores were like, well, your guys' clothing isn't really that worth anything to be doing that. And they started losing money. So the CEO filed bankrupt, and now you don't see any of J.C. Penney's around. They got bought up by what? All kinds of companies. But that disaster there, really trying to make the company shortcut people in a way of, oh, you are getting a good deal. When it's, no, not really. Those aren't Levi pants, but they kind of say Levi on them. But they're not. Paul and Carl, my guys. The only move that matters is your next one. How much cash you guys got in your wallet right now? Don't tell me. Carry cash, right? There's some cash people out there, right? True or false? People spend more, tips more, and make spending decisions quicker when they pay with a credit card. True? Why is that? There it is. You know, gift cards crack me up. Is it real money? I don't know. I don't know. But it's on there. Spending money can hurt, especially when an unexpected happens. Ouch. We all saw that, right? So gift cards, prepaid vacations, paying ahead. It feels painful, right? Especially when you pay for a vacation in advance. So me and my wife is going to Antigua this August, but we paid for that trip a year and a half ago. So it was painful at first. But now it's like, oh, wow, it actually is paying for itself after a year and a half. So it's like, oh, that's how much it costs. We can make those payments until it's time to go. Right? Credit cards, absolutely. Spend the bank's money. Pay them later. Build that relationship. But understand what you're spending on. Don't get swipe happy, because you can get in trouble. Easy click. Easy one click. Man, Amazon loved me when we had to stay in the house 2 years ago, because I was just a clicking. Boom, 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 boom. Right? Easy for us. Paying with cash. Cash spenders. Paying with cash, especially if you have kids. This is the easiest way to really get your kids to understand how you spend money, because they can see it. Most of our kids just see a swipe, and they don't know what's going on. But if they can see me give the cashier $10 and they give me change back, that's showing them something of exchanging of the money, value of a dollar, how it's spent, why this person is giving this back to me. That's the easiest way to really start adapting money to children, of showing them why you bought this with cash. Because the credit side, the debit card, that's there's not maybe Kanye West's kids got credit cards and stuff like that, maybe, right? But seriously, paying with cash, if you really want to teach the young, show them how you're spending. Who can name this one? I think that's Tom. Right? Tom. Almost done here. All right? So now that we know the industry tricks to empty your wallet, what can you do to outsmart the tricksters and yourself? Determine your income. You either had a birthday or about to have a birthday today, right? So I don't know if grandma still sends money. Hey, are you spending that in Old Town, or are we saving it, right? Tax refunds, have a plan. Are we paying off debt, or are we saving it to buy a house? Ooh. Bonuses, are we saving it, paying off debt, are we spending it? Like really determine what's coming in outside of your income. Calculate expenses. A budget's going to help. There's Starbucks. You know why that's there, right? Because that's a little thing. Those small things can definitely affect you. You should already know what your monthly bills are. You should already know that bills will change each month. Each month they will change. So being one step ahead, knowing what categories am I really putting in these purchases. Wants versus needs. That's the biggest thing. That's the biggest thing you need to really focus on to really understand your personality is, do I focus more on my wants or do I focus more on my needs? Sounds simple. Right? Saving challenged? I am. It's hard to save money, right? 51% of Americans have less than 3 months worth of savings emergency. So here's my little tricks to you guys. Save $1 a day. It's like, George, I don't want to save no dollar. Starting somewhere. You see the little get rich on your lunch break? That's $360 in a year. $365 in a year. I can do that. Right? $5 paycheck challenge. This is what I challenged my daughter. She got a job at Home Depot, the best thing ever for me because her discount is great. But I keep telling her, put $5 away out of your paycheck. But to a teenager, that's too much because DoorDash is all, hey, I need DoorDash. I need coffee. But if you start really understanding, I'm just putting 5 away. That's all I'm doing out of my paycheck, just 5, right? Don't spend anything for 21 days. That's impossible. Right? It's impossible. Save as you go. This is the one I love because most institutions have this where you buy something for $5.50, they'll round it, and they will transfer 50 cents or $1 into your savings account, saving as you're going. So you can save while you're spending. You can go into any institution to see if they have that feature for you. So we got to reprogram ourselves. Figuring out ways to pay ourselves first, automatic transfers, diversify your accounts, name them, have a jar. That's old school. I know when we talk about high interest rate savings, it's like, George, where are we going to go get that at? You got to do your research. The biggest way to get more money back is the more money you're bringing nowadays. Right? Oh. Take advantage of your employer benefits around retirement. I know working here at CSU, retirement, you guys can talk to that department of how can I increase that? What are some ways we can increase that? Think about it. That's another saving for you. Know thyself and then spending personality. So maybe you're a master at saving, the savings game, but you spend a lot, right? Act your wage. Act your wage. Just because you hang out with people that make money doesn't mean you got to spend on them. Right? Balance alerts. Try cash. Hey, because then you will start to see exactly what you're spending. What's the opportunity cost of $4? Who can tell me that? Yeah, like times it by something. I love it. So if you do $4 per day, it's on your thing, on your slide. I think it's like 1,460. I think it's like, right? 1,460, yeah. $4? Yep. Oh, yeah. Yep. I think so. But yeah. Always have a plan for a large purchase. I heard buying a house. Have a plan of how much you're going to bring to the table. And feel comfortable with what you're bringing to the table. Don't feel uncomfortable like, oh man, they beat us by $1. Just didn't work out. That's just how it is. There's other houses out there, right? But shop around, compare, sleep on it. Always check your credit card balances just to make sure that you're doing everything correct. And then there's the whole crew. Can you name them? I'm just kidding. Thank you so much. But any questions? Questions, things you want to know, things I. Perfect. Tom and Bob, they start in the beginning. But definitely appreciate all of you guys for coming to this presentation here, and hope it hit some things. It'll let you know that you are a secured person, not a spender. You're fine, right? But always understand this wants versus needs, and you have full control of how you want your financial journey to be. Right? Yeah, thank you guys so much.
Thank you.
Yeah.